Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here for the Ready to Love finale. And y'all, I'm going to say something. It delivered. It delivered. I was rolling on the floor. Where's the emoji of the person rolling on the floor? Let me tell you something. I take it all back. I take it back when I said this might be one of the worst seasons. Nah, I'm changing my mind, y'all. I'm changing my mind to say that this was one of the best seasons. When I tell you the foolery was on high. High. You know what? When you let go of the idea that this show is really about love, when you just let go of that and you stop hoping for it and you just sit back and you watch the show, let me tell you, it's a riot. It is a riot. This whole show was out of this world. From Mya and Laron scene, I was just mesmerized by it. I thought it was so interesting. I thought it was just tragic. Like Laron said, here comes the crash and burn of Laron Wise. I was cracking up. I mean, the whole scene between Vanessa and Chaz. Vanessa said, I don't choose you. And Chaz saying, good, because I don't choose you. Him giving her a petrified rose. What did he have to do to get a petrified rose? Petrified, Chaz. He ain't even just talking about a dead rose. He said petrified. Petrified means, it could mean two things. One is I'm so petrified of you. I'm scared of you. But the second one is petrified is like the petrified forest. Any of y'all ever been to the petrified forest in Arizona? It's like trees that are so old, they done turned to stone. So what Chaz is saying is my care for you has turned to stone, petrified. How the hell did he find a petrified rose? What did he do? Kill a rose just so he could bring it here on this day and do this to Vanessa? Vanessa didn't care. Vanessa chose herself. Good for Vanessa. I'm going to give kudos to everyone who chose themselves because they made the right decision. They absolutely made the right decision. I actually think Alonzo should have chose himself. He should not have let Patrice play him like she's playing him. Did y'all see Alonzo sitting on the bench the whole time at the park by himself? Patrice still over there trying to do some dirty work on Chaz and make him think she really is going to choose him. When I told you Patrice ain't into nothing but manipulation and controlling men. I didn't know Patrice was a masseuse. You know, we heard Luron tell that story that later on Patrice, he told the story that sometime during this whole season, Patrice goes over his house and gives him a foot rub. Did he hire her? Did he pay her? Because we know Luron liked to pay women and buy them things and do things. He said he likes to pay him and buy him drinks and stuff like that. Was Patrice over there just giving him a foot rub because he bought her some top shelf liquor at one time? I don't know what's going on, but I did not know she was a masseuse. And then maybe he had said in his little interviews that she came over and gave him a massage on his feet, and then she cleaned his house. Is that like a happy ending? That would be for me. That would be my happy ending if you massage me and then clean my house. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. But in the end, Chaz ended up with no one. No one chose Chaz. Chaz, who had all the men, Chaz, who had all the women liking him in the beginning, in the end, none of them wanted him or chose him. I told y'all these women was setting him up. I told y'all when they was all talking about 4-on-1, I said, this is a setup. They set him up real good. In the end. And then Patrice used Alonzo. I wish Alonzo would have said no, y'all. I really wish Alonzo would have said no, because Patrice absolutely, we're going to talk about it more in depth. We're going to talk about it as we go along. Happy about Mya and Justin. I got a few words to say about that too. I'm happy for them, y'all. And I see a way that could work out, but I don't know if it is, because I don't think that Mika is as honest about who she is as she says. She says she's introverted. She keeps telling men, I put you on a shelf because my kids are number one. But I actually think it's the opposite. I think Mika on the inside has this hard shell on the outside. She petrified on the outside. Talk about petrified forest and petrified rock. She's petrified on the outside, but inside, there's a lot of gooiness to Mika. But unfortunately, she leads with the hardness on the outside. So she attracts a man who thinks she really is this type of person who doesn't need a man, and I don't need to be up under you. And then she attracts that man like a Justin. And then next thing you know, when she gets comfortable, she's actually going to want him closer. And he's going to be like, no, I really am. Need my alone time. I thought that's what we talked about. I told you who I was. It was good for you in the beginning of the relationship when you really didn't want to be close to me. But now that you want to be close to me, you want me to be a different person, but I'm not a different person. That's what I think is going to happen to Mika and Justin. I think Justin's going to stay exactly who he is. And Mika's going to want more time for Justin, and then they're going to start to clash. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in depth. And then what else? Who else? I guess that's all the couples. Chaz, Vanessa, Patrice, Alonzo. But let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the way the episode started with Laron Wise saying, here comes the crash and burn of Laron Wise. You know, it was Good Friday. It was Good Friday when this episode aired. And so it was fitting that it was Good Friday because a lot of people died. A lot of relationships died. We had a lot of people who said no. A lot of people walked away who chose themselves, some who should have chosen themselves. So Jesus died on Good Friday. He's the chosen one. He died on Good Friday. Now the question is, are any of these people going to rise from the dead 3 days later on Sunday? Well, it looks like Luron does. So with all that hoop-de-hoop, la-di-la that we did in this episode with Luron falling down, like he said, the crash and burn of Laron Wise. Come to find out, he rises from the dead a couple of days later. Who knew? Who knew? If it wasn't for Luron out here doing all these world tour interviews, we wouldn't have even known that the two of them have been dating. Laron and Mya have been dating all this time off camera, behind the scenes. So if we didn't have these interviews, we would just be thinking this was the end of Laron and Mya, just like a lot of people thought it was the end of Jesus when he died on that cross. But lo and behold, he rose from the dead. And I guess Luron was able to rise from the dead as well in Mya's life. But unlike Jesus, who we're all happy about, I think Mya should have left Luron in the grave. She should have left him there. She shouldn't have resurrected Luron. But, you know, we already did a whole video on that. If you didn't catch it, if you didn't catch my other video on that, be sure to watch it. I did that last week. But Luron has said that they hadn't even spoken for 2 days after they had that big blow up. You know, when Mya said Luron was cussing her out in the club and calling her all kind of names. And I was rooting for Mya. I said, yeah, Mya, tell him you don't want no aggressive man. You don't want no man that screams and yell. You don't want no jealous man. You don't want no man that tries to control you. Yeah, Mya, yeah, Mya, yeah, Mya, do it. Yeah, Mya, choose yourself. Choose yourself. Girl power, Mya. Girl power. Choose yourself. Even when what's his name? Tommy came out there and started saying, wait a minute, Mya, wait a minute. We don't want you to quit. I was like, nah. Don't try to stop her from quitting, Tommy. Wait a minute. What happened to Tommy's neck, y'all? Is that some type of visual manipulation of the thing? I don't know. All you people out here in the movie and know stuff about changing the looks of videos or whatever. Did they do something, or was Tommy's head really on his shoulders like that? It looked so odd to me. I was like, I never seen that before. But anyway, I digress. I didn't like when Tommy was trying to get Mya to stay just for TV. She sat up there and told you that this man was too assertive. He was too aggressive. He was verbally abusive. She read it all down the list of why she needed to quit this show, why she needed to step down, because she realized that Luron is really not the man that she wants to be around. She's triggered by him. She said, I've been here before. I've experienced this before. I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to do it anymore. So at this point in time, don't be trying to talk her into staying. But lo and behold, he didn't stick. How the heck did Laron get resurrected in Maya's life? Now, that's the story I want to hear from Mya, because we already know the story of how Laron died in her life. Okay. We already know that. And then we already know the ending, that at some point in time he was resurrected. I want to know, what the heck did Laron do to get resurrected? We know who Jesus was, why he got resurrected. I need to know, what is it about Laron? Everybody wants to tell me it wasn't about the money. Everybody says the reason it wasn't for money. I kept saying, I think Mya likes that money. I think that when she talks about he heavily pursued me, it means he was heavily spending money on me. But I'm open to ideas. I do want to hear the other side of the story. I want to hear Mya's side of the story, because at this point in time, it has been Laron doing all the talking, but we've seen why he was put in that grave, and I thought it was justified. I thought it was a smart move by Mya. I thought she did right by quitting. I thought she did right by putting him in the grave. What I want to know is, why the heck was he allowed to raise from the dead and be resurrected? That's what I want to hear. What kind of miracles did he perform that somebody had to say, we got to raise Laron from the dead? Because in my book, he didn't turn no wine to water. He didn't heal no blind. He didn't heal no sick people. What is the miracle that Laron did? So now he's still walking around in Maya's life. Now we know another part of this story is, once everybody found out that Laron had gotten resurrected, they started going back to Mya and talking about, why would you do this? Why would you resurrect Laron? And then she put him back in the grave again. But I still want to hear her. She's going to have, Mya, you've had a lot of time to come up with your story. I want you to have a good one. I want you to have a good story, a very good one, on why you resurrected Laron, given the fact of everything he did to you, what he said, how he treated you, how he triggered you, everything. I need to know. I need to know his miracles. Because Laron got a sense of ownership on Mya. He act like he owned her, talking about, if you talking to a guy and he's in her ear, you should be telling him to back up. Back up. That don't sound like no type of expectation that comes from a man who is just a friend, which is what we've been hearing. We're just friends. That type of ownership, I don't know. I think they were spending a lot of time off camera. Chaz tried to tell Laron, did you give her a heartfelt thank you? Chaz, you out here giving women petrified roses, and you over here talking about Chaz about giving an apology. Chaz got a whole lot of advice, but he don't take none of his advice. He don't take none of it. He out here giving out petrified roses, but then telling Laron, you need to go over and apologize. Laron said, I ain't no simp. I'm from New Jersey. That's not what we do. Where's Chaz from? Because he's a real hard one. He's a real hardcore one. I told y'all Chaz been out here for 47 years. 47 years. I'm telling you, you not running the streets for 47 years and don't come up and get hardened. Everybody keeps thinking Chaz is so afraid of hurting a woman. All of my comments when we were talking about Chaz and what he did on that getaway, and everybody talking about, oh, Chaz is just so nice to the women and he can't decide which woman that he wants to choose. I go, no, that's not Chaz's problem. Chaz's problem is not that he doesn't have the ability to say no. Y'all got it backwards. He doesn't have the ability to say yes. That's two different things. The no rolls off Chaz's mouth very easily. It's been rolling off for 47 years. He's always going to come up with a reason to say no to you. That's easy. He told us all. He just said he struggles with false positives. I said it before. The reason why Chaz is still single is not because he doesn't know how to say no. He knows how to say no real well. What he doesn't know how to do is to say yes. That is the real problem. He gave the woman a whole petrified rose. That's a hell of a no. That ain't a person who struggles with telling someone no. A petrified rose. That's saying no today, no tomorrow, and no 200 million years from today, just like them petrified rocks in the petrified forest. He's saying even if you are Laron and you get resurrected from the dead, it's still going to be a no, because this rose is still going to be petrified. But poor Laron, like he said, the crash and burn of Laron, absolutely wrong. Laron, he said he's in therapy, y'all. We know now that Laron is in therapy. That's a good thing. And he really needs to drop this line of I'm from New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. I don't want to hear it no more. In fact, I don't even think the New Jersey people claim Laron no more. Ain't nobody claiming you in New Jersey no more, Laron. So you might as well drop that and stop trying to hold on to some type of image you think people from New Jersey should be. Because whatever image you trying to project, that ain't you. You really just on the inside, a sweet, scared man that needs some therapy. Go get some therapy, Laron, and get in touch with who you really are. And maybe you'll have more success in a relationship. Because right now, you know what, you out here playing games. It's fakery, it's foolery. It's a whole lot of stuff. And can't no woman take you serious. No woman should be involved with you. Laron at this point, he's not only not ready to love, he's really not ready to date. He really is not ready to date. He got too much work. He ain't even ready for the dating world. Let's be real. But I can't lie. There was some funny lines going on in them confessionals when Mya says, you know what? Hey, I like to go out. I like to socialize. I like to talk to people. When I walk in a room, people want to meet me. I know y'all don't want to believe what I say about Mya, but I don't know when you're going to believe it. She said, when I walk into a room, people want to talk to me. And I want to be a social butterfly. I want to walk around and I want to talk to people. And Laron says, you want to meet people where? In the club? Yes, Laron, that's where she wants to meet people, in the club. And so what she needed you for was to get her in the club, to pay for her to get in the club, pay for her drinks while she walks around and meets other people. They tried to tell Laron said all the other cast members was telling him that Mya was using him and playing him. And now he's wondering, well, I paid for you to get in the club. I done got us a little VIP booth. I'm buying all the liquor. And you mean to tell me you want to walk around and talk to other men? Yes, because that's what I'm here for. I tell you, if you just listen to people, they tell you who they are. If you just listen and watch who people are, you do both. You listen and you watch. They tell you who you are. Forget about what you think of them, who you want them to be. Just listen and watch who they are, who they tell you they are. And that's who they are. Mya said at this point, Laron, it's just an ego thing with you right now. It's just an ego thing with you. He's like, what are you talking about? Do you really think this is an ego thing? I don't think it's an ego thing, Mya. I don't. I think Laron really did fall in love with Mya, because I'm telling you, he falls in love quickly. I think he really did fall in love with Mya. But Mya don't want to be controlled. She does not want to be possessed. Okay. She just told you she wants to be a social butterfly. So she's not going to want no clingy man. The problem with Mya does is she accepts too many gifts and money from men. And then those men believe they have ownership over her. And then those men become possessive and controlling of her. And then I think that's when she gets all that other backlash that she doesn't like from men. What Mya needs to stop doing is, there ain't no problem being a social butterfly, Mya. You can be a social butterfly. You can go to the club. You can meet all the people you want. But what you got to stop doing, girlfriend, what you got to stop doing is, you got to stop having men finance that activity. Mya said, I want you to finance all my social butterfly activity and run around and do things, and I do what I want. But then I don't want you to feel like you have any type of say in my life and tell me what to do. Mya said, this is toxic. This is not a safe space. But what Mya don't see is her part in it. She's right. It is absolutely it's a toxic relationship going on with these men she gets with, but she does not see what she is adding to for the toxicity. That's the crazy thing about it, is she don't see her role at all. I said right now, Laron, you just trying to act all tough and stuff because you don't want to look foolish on national TV. And what Maya's saying, but behind closed doors, when it's just me and you give me everything I want. That's what she's trying to expose. She said, here on TV, Laron, you trying to talk about you not a simp, you from New Jersey, you're not gonna play me like no fool. You acting like this tough guy when you get in front of other people because you trying to put on an act like you from New Jersey. But when it's just me and you give me everything I want. That's why I think she resurrected him from the dead, because I think when there are no cameras around, just like Mya said, when it's just her and Laron bows down to Mya. Laron does everything Mya wants him to do. And Mya says, I can get away with murder with you. I could do whatever I want to do with you. I can use you and get anything I want from you because I got you in the palm of my hands. But when we get in public, when we get in the club or someone else is watching, other cast members are there, all of a sudden, Laron, you want to act like you some tough guy from New Jersey. And I'm confused because off camera, I already told you you're not my man. Off camera, I already told you I can use you for your money. You can take me out to dinner. You can buy me food, but you don't own me. But then when we get in public and I start showing you that you don't own me because I'm talking to other brothers in the club and all of a sudden you're trying to act like you own me. I'm like, wait a minute. I was honest with you. I told you these gifts you give me, these drinks you buy me, these places you take me to, these concerts does not mean you own me. But now when you get in public, Laron, you so worried about your image, about being a simp, about being a punk. Now you rolling up on me like this. Now you being aggressive. I use you, Laron, in public and in private. Both. I'm consistent. That's what Mya's saying. Mya's saying I'm consistent. I've told you, you not my man. It's a dangerous game, Mya. It is a dangerous game. Even when Alonzo was sitting over there on that park bench by himself and Mya had to separate herself from Laron and went over there and sat with Alonzo for a minute because he's like the kid with no friend swinging on the swing all by himself. You ever go to a park and see a kid swinging all by himself and you're like, you want me to push you? You ever see a kid on a swing by himself, ain't nobody around, you go, you want me to push you for a little bit? That was Alonzo, and Mya came over there and sat over there with him. And even Alonzo had to look at Mya and say, you a whole thug, Mya. I'm just now realizing it. Because even Alonzo finally saw the thug in Mya. Alonzo even saw what Mya was doing. He said, you a whole thug, and I'm now realizing it. Because remember, Alonzo was going out too with them when they were in these little group scenes, going out to bars. And Alonzo started watching how Mya's moving. And he said to her right in her face, did y'all hear it? You a whole thug. And I'm really now realizing it. Chaz dropped down in the comments one of these chats and was talking about the real reason he wasn't interested in Mya because he saw it in Mya too. He saw Mya was after some money and Chaz said, you ain't getting my money. You are not getting my money. And Chaz is the king of no. And Mya likes a man who says yes. And Chaz is not a man that says yes. Chaz is a man that says no and brings you petrified roses. That's who Chaz is. Mya said, I ain't messing with Chaz because I don't want no dead petrified rose. I want roses that are fresh picked. I need to stick with Laron, and we just need to do it behind closed doors because that's where I get all my goodies. When the cameras ain't around and no one else is around. That's when I get all the gifts. But good for Mya. She chose herself. I was so happy that Mya chose herself and that she walked off this little stage, this Ready to Love stage, and she ran off into the sunset. And Laron said, well, if Mya's going, I guess I got to self-eliminate too. Good. Bye, Laron. Bye. Laron said he's going home a loser. Back to the streets he go. Well, don't go back to Martin Luther King Boulevard because that's where Chaz is. Chaz is over on MLK Boulevard. Where are we going to put Laron? Maybe we'll put Laron over on, I'm from LA, Sunset and Vine. Hollywood and Vine. What's the intersection? But after we had the self-elimination by Mya and Laron, then we got to meet Chaz's brother, ex-military, interrogation expert. Jeez, I hope he ain't waterboarding or nothing. What's he doing? when Chaz says he's a military expert and he knows how to get information, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing about that phone hacking. I'm gonna be quiet. But he said he's law enforcement, but he's law enforcement the way he likes them ladies' nails. Your nails are so pretty. What does that mean, y'all? He said it to both Vanessa and he said it to Patrice. Your nails are so pretty. Maybe it just means he likes a really feminine woman, and maybe he feels like the nails are like symbolic of femininity. Maybe that's what he was trying to say. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know. What do y'all think? Please tell me, what is the obsession with the nails? But I'm gonna think it's gonna be that he likes, a lot of women like women who keep up their nails really nice. They like those nice manicured nails because I think they feel it oozes sort of the femininity of a woman. So I'm gonna say that might be what it is that he liked. But he high up in the military. He said he knows how to read people. But I wonder, did he read? Well, he couldn't have read the part about Patrice. He didn't read her too well. Did y'all notice how Patrice dressed differently for the date with Chaz versus the date with Alonzo's family, and how different she was? When she met Chaz's family, she had on a dress, she had a jacket on, she was really covered up, she had her braids up in a bun, a more conservative look. But then when she met Alonzo's brother or family, she had the hair down, her tats out. It's just two different people. It's just the one person she showed up with Chaz is a completely different person that showed up with Alonzo. It's just two different people. I said last week I felt she was going to choose Alonzo because I felt like she probably felt she could be more herself with Alonzo, because Alonzo really is more of Patrice's pattern. Chaz isn't Patrice's pattern. Chaz only started gravitating to Chaz. One is because when she saw that woundedness in Chaz when he was crying, that's one of the things that attracts Patrice to a man. It's almost like a shark smelling blood. You know, she can smell some tears from a mile away. She can smell weakness from a mile away. And I think, like I said before, I think Patrice likes to be in control, because this little game she played in this show, to have some type of lure or even make Chaz think she even was interested in him, was really some gamemanship. I mean, to be honest with you, Patrice could be the male version of a Chaz, because I don't think Patrice, she was married and has kids. We don't know the whole story behind that, but I don't know. Patrice to me actually is another person that says one thing but actually behaves differently in the world. She says she wants a man on her level that owns a house, has a house, who's strong, but it's really not the man she really enjoys being with. Because I think Patrice likes being in control, and I don't think the man she describes, I think she wouldn't want to take a back seat to that man. She would want to be in control. Some women need to just get comfortable with who they are. A lot of women out here want alpha males, when the truth of the matter is a lot of these women won't do well with an alpha male because they have a lot of alpha energy and they will clash with that man. I think what they want is they don't always want to have to do everything. They're alpha females. I hate these terms, but they are that, and they don't want to have to do everything. But the truth about it is they actually want to be in charge more often than they don't want to be. So do they always want to be in charge? No. Do they want to be running everything all the time? No. They do need breaks, but more than likely, say 70% of the time, they are comfortable running everything, but they do want a man on that 30% to step up. And, you had Patrice over here talking about Alonzo, talking about she can't remember the last time, how long ago she's lived in an apartment. She says it's been over 15 years since she lived in an apartment, and you've got Alonzo still living in an apartment in the beginning parts of his life. And she looked down on it, but yet she still chose him. You see what I'm saying? Really, the truth of the matter is Alonzo should have chosen himself, and Patrice should have chosen herself, because Alonzo really isn't the man for Patrice either, because he isn't ready for what she says she even wants or where she is in life, right? But she still chose him. Why? I just think Patrice likes this position of being in charge, having a one-up on men. I do. I still believe it. And I never really felt that she was really into Chaz. She might have liked the idea of Chaz having money, but she didn't like any other parts of Chaz. And she said it in the end that there really is no bond. There's no chemistry. There's nothing else. The only thing that she liked about Chaz was the idea of dating a man who had as much or more money than she did, because that's the difference in her life. But the personality of Chaz, the one that who he is not who Patrice really likes. She actually likes a guy like Alonzo, who's a more free-flowing, free-carrying, that she thinks she could exude some influence over, right? But she doesn't like the foolishness that's going to come with a childish or immature man like Alonzo. She's stuck in a pickle. That's why, really, for her to start having success in dating, she's going to have to figure out in her mind this thing of what she's attracted to, but really works well for her, because she can be the domineering one in the relationship. She can get a man who is not so immature as Alonzo, but she should stop looking for men who she feels she needs to fix, right? Or she needs to lord over, or she needs to come in and rub their feet. But yeah, she was talking to this brother. He said he looked at her. Chaz had asked her, is your mind set on Alonzo? Because he knows that she spends a lot of one-on-one time with Alonzo, and speaks to him every day. Is your mind set? And she goes, no, it's not set. But Chaz knew. Chaz runs numbers. Chaz runs probability. Chaz runs what are the chances. He knew going in that Patrice was going to say no to him. He knew it. But he knew he wasn't going to choose Vanessa. There ain't no way Chaz showed up there without running some probability statistics in his mind to know that Patrice was running game. Chaz knew. Just because he went along with it and just because he showed up does not mean that he didn't know what the outcome was going to be. Chaz ran his numbers, y'all. Please, I do not believe he got blindsided by Patrice at all. But it is ironic that in the end, Patrice chose Alonzo over Chaz. Think about how these two were viewed at the very beginning of the season. Chaz was the capable one. Chaz was the one that was ready for marriage. Chaz was the one they thought was ready for a wife. All these things. He had done all these things, put all these things in place for a wife. And then you have Alonzo, who's done none of those things. Alonzo, who everyone said was the least prepared for a wife, least prepared for grown-up adulthood, all these things, and he ended up being the one walking away with the woman. What a mess. That's why I tell you, y'all, as much as we were saying before, this is the worst season. If you take away the fact that this show is really about love anymore, and you just look at it on the level of all its foolery, it delivered. It delivered on the fact that there was a lot of foolery going on. That brother said that he thought Patrice was sincere and that she was not fake and she was not phony. I don't know, brother. You might need a couple of more hours with her. You might need some boards and some water. Maybe some starvation techniques. I don't know, to get the truth out of her, because let me tell you, she's real good. She's been doing this a long time. Like I said, what I keep telling you, people who've been doing something for a long time, how they become really good at it. Patrice has been doing this a long time too. I'm telling you, she's good at it. In a lot of ways, I think if I have to align her with someone, I am going to align her a bit more with Chaz, because when I say about Chaz's dating style, where he makes you think you could be the one, but in the end, he comes up with a reason why he doesn't really want to be with you. A lot of ways I see that about Patrice. Where I think she wants to be the domineering person in a relationship, but she doesn't want to admit it, and she doesn't want to say it out loud. So then what she does is she gets with men who she can dominate. But then what she does is that's the very reason why she says she breaks up with them. So imagine a person who wants to be the dominant one, who wants to be in charge, gets with a person, but then starts complaining about how they're the dominant one. It's like this cycle, right? So I get with you because it's really what I'm attracted to. But later on in the relationship, I'm going to complain about it. And I'm going to talk about how you're immature, you're not responsible, you don't do this, you don't do that. But yet you keep choosing that same exact person. Why? Because like I told you before, she's almost like a Captain Save-A-Hole. She wants to save you. She wants to be the hero in the relationship. But then when she can't save you, she's mad at you. We see coming up in the reunion, And I don't know if they're just playing with the words, but it looks like she says Alonzo wasn't serious. And next thing you know, they go home and he's got like 4 different women. So what are you telling us, Patrice, that he's immature and he's not ready to love? Whoa, boy. Let's see it. We'll see it when it comes. We will see it when it comes. But let me tell you, I think the best scenes were the scenes between Chaz, Vanessa, and even when Chaz was talking about Vanessa with his brother. When Chaz said she don't even like dogs, I felt you. I felt you, Chaz. I was like, who can't like a cute puppy? I know one thing about being scared of dogs. I know people are afraid of dogs, but you don't like dogs? You don't like cute dogs? I do look at people like that sideways. I look at people who don't like dogs sideways. Unless you're going to tell me you're scared of the dogs, then I understand. But if you just say, I hate them, I hate dogs. I don't like cats, though, because you know why Vanessa don't like dogs? Because Vanessa really is. If you want to put an animal in Vanessa, what would you put? I want to say she is kind of like a cat. I told y'all Vanessa got bad customer service. I said it from the very, very beginning. And even this brother, the extreme interrogator, he did pick up on that with Vanessa. He picked up on Vanessa and he realized she got bad customer service, man. She got bad customer service. And 2 things can be right at once. I can sit here and talk about Chaz being a cat daddy on the way to being a sugar daddy. I could talk about Chaz in that he has a problem saying yes, but he's real good at saying no. Okay. But I also can point to the fact that Vanessa ain't a catch. Vanessa got bad customer service. Everything Chaz was running down about Vanessa was the truth. Let's be real. It was the truth about Vanessa. The problem is a lot of people don't like Chaz, so sometimes you don't want to hear the truth coming from people you don't like. But what Chaz was talking about with Vanessa was that when Vanessa was calling Chaz, you only care about yourself. You're right, Vanessa. He does. He chooses himself. That's why he's good at the no. You are so right, Vanessa. Nothing's wrong. But what Vanessa fails to realize is she's that way too. Vanessa takes zero accountability. She just has poor customer service. When Chaz was explaining that when he was crying in the room and Vanessa didn't even come to check on him when she was supposed to be his number one, what Vanessa said was, I didn't check on you because you weren't showing any care and concern for me. Got it, Vanessa, but it still points to the fact that you also have poor customer service. I just think Vanessa don't give good customer service. She said it to Chaz when they were sitting on that couch in the very, very beginning. That's when I knew who Vanessa was, when she told Chaz, you seem like the man that doesn't need a lot of attention. Vanessa don't want to give anybody attention, period. If you're crying, she don't want to come give you attention. She don't want to give no dog attention. She don't want no dog taking away her attention. She wants all the attention for herself. This is why it was darn near stalking Chaz. This is why she's possessive. This is why she's a jealous person. Because what Vanessa really wants is Vanessa wants to eat you up and gobble you up all for herself. She does not want to share you with anybody. She does not want you giving any attention to a dog. And she don't want to give her attention to a dog either. And she don't want to give her attention to no other man either. She wants everything from you, but she doesn't want to give anything. She doesn't even want to give understanding. Every time Chaz made a mistake, every time Chaz says something to Vanessa he didn't like about Vanessa, Vanessa never apologized. Vanessa never ever acknowledged what Chaz was saying. All Vanessa would do was flip it on Chaz and say, well, what about you? You do this, you do that. That's it. She never wanted to acknowledge any part about her that needs work. It's all about what you do. And even when she makes good, valid points about Chaz, because it's like I said before, I knew who Chaz was. So it's not like some of the points that Vanessa makes they're valid. They are. But her failure is she doesn't see who she is. She got bad customer service. When he said, you know what, when Chaz told Vanessa, I felt hurt that you didn't check on me, I felt hurt. She said, well, I was hurt. I was hurt. When he said, I felt bad that you questioned whether or not my connection was real with you or not. I felt bad that you didn't trust me and connect with me. that you didn't trust me, that I was connecting with you and you were my connection. She said, well, you had connections with too many people. The comeback, the queen of the comeback. That's why I tell you, Vanessa, like that customer service agent when you go in and saying, hey, I need a refund, and she listened down all the things you did wrong, how you're not going to get no refund. You're going to say, like, I need a refund because you know what, this is what y'all did to me, so I need a refund. And she's like, I ain't giving you no refund because look at all the stuff you did wrong. She ain't apologizing for what they did, nothing. She's like, you ain't getting no refund. Even Chaz's brother had to step in and say, well, this is the process. Aren't you supposed to be dating other people? What's wrong with him having dated other people? She said, well, you shouldn't date 10. No acknowledgement. There's like zero acknowledgement of some things. And I know a lot of people say that's fine because Chaz didn't need any acknowledgement. But I don't think that this behavior is limited to Chaz. That's the part I'm making. I don't think Vanessa is just this way with Chaz. Vanessa is this way, period. So yeah, a lot of people may be happy that she was this way with Chaz, that she handled Chaz the way everybody wanted her to handle Chaz. But this is the way Vanessa handles people, period. Period. Zero bad customer service. The brother said, you know, Patrice, she radiates positive energy. So he chose Patrice over Vanessa. He said, yeah, Patrice, she radiates, you know, positive energy. But Vanessa, he said, there's room for improvement. He basically said what I said. She got bad customer service. When he was telling Vanessa, you know, he was like, hey, you know what? I haven't felt like a great guy. And then Vanessa comes back and says, well, you consistently chose yourself. You didn't choose me. When he said, what was he saying? He was saying that she's not gracious in her self-denial. She definitely in denial. She is definitely in denial. She says she is deserving of something not as tumultuous as this relationship has been. And she is correct about that. But she ain't going to find it as long as she acts the way she does. Vanessa ain't going to find it as long as she keeps thinking it's the men that need to change. And she doesn't need to do anything differently. So she says she's choosing herself. Well, of course she's going to choose herself. She's used to choosing herself. When I tell you, people be getting on me in these comments and stuff. These people did not show up here and be this person. Vanessa has consistently chosen herself. I bet you if you go back to any of her exes, that's what they're going to tell you. Vanessa chooses herself all the time. It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new. She got the jump on Chaz. She said it first. She got the jump on him. And he's like, Chaz, I'm glad you chose yourself because I wasn't going to choose you anyway. I believe it. I believe it. He didn't get blindsided, Vanessa. He wasn't going to choose Vanessa. So what if she said it first? He brought a whole petrified rose. You know why he brought that petrified rose? Because he said there is a chance that Vanessa is going to reject me before I reject her. But what I'm going to make her know is that I rejected you before I even got here. And the way he told her I rejected you before I even got here was he bought her a bouquet of roses with a petrified one in the bouquet. That way, when she rejected him, he could tell her, you see this petrified rose? You know when I petrified this rose long time ago. I petrified this rose long time ago. So you are rejecting me now, here in this moment. But the truth of the matter is, Vanessa, I rejected you long time ago when this rose got petrified. That was hilarious. Even Vanessa had to cock her head sideways and go, this is some bull crap. Chaz says she's jealous, she's toxic, and she unstable. And he said, and you don't love my dog, Nola. I can't be with no woman that ain't gonna love my dog because my dog ain't going nowhere. He said this rose is petrified. This rose is both scared. This rose is both scared, which is what I am, and this rose love is dead. Vanessa said, this is so strange. He's doing the most. He was absolutely doing the most, Vanessa. You are right. But what I didn't get from Vanessa is why did Vanessa leave with them roses? Why did Vanessa, when she walked away from Chaz, picked up the roses that Chaz gave her and left with him? Now, that was strange. That was real strange. But I tell you, that whole scene had me rolling on the floor, y'all. It was so hilarious. But in the end, we did get one love connection or possible love connection between Justin and Mika. And Justin's still running around talking about Mika's body, Mika's hams, and telling his friend, wait till you see her. The first thing you're going to see her are all these hams. Ugh. I don't like all that, talk about Mika's body in front of other men. I don't know. I didn't like it about Justin. I like Justin, y'all, but I don't like the way that he keeps referencing Mika's body. I think he really does admire her body. And I don't think it's because he wants to dog out Mika. That's what I want to say about Justin. But I think Justin is being truthful on who he is when he keeps saying over and over that he likes his alone time. Any of y'all who watch Love is Blind, y'all honed in on that. Clay would always say, I don't know if I could be faithful. I don't know if I could be faithful. And he didn't want to be like his father or whatever the case may be. And you hear Justin saying it over and over again, that I really like my alone time. You hear the brothers saying, I really like my alone time too. I don't know if it means that Justin is a player out here in the street. I don't want to say that's what it is, but I believe Justin when he says he likes his alone time. I do. I believe him. And I believe that it doesn't mean that he can't make a good partner for a woman, but it means that woman needs to know what she's getting in. And that is people who are real introverts and who like alone time. It doesn't mean that they don't love you. But a lot of times people feel not loved by an introvert because that introvert doesn't want to spend that much time with them. And a lot of people's love language is quality time. So they suffer with an introvert. A person who's an introvert and who likes a lot of alone time. But if you're a person where quality time is your love language, you can feel unloved by that introvert. But it doesn't mean that introvert doesn't love you, but they love you in the way in which feels comfortable for them. And it sounds like Justin is trying to tell Mika that I feel love coming on, but I just want you to know that that love isn't going to come in the form of me wanting to spend a lot of quality time with you. That's what he's saying. I'm capable of loving. I'm capable of being in a relationship with a woman. I'm capable of even being maybe monogamous in a relationship. But what I'm not capable of is loving you in the form of quality time. That's not who I am. I know people like this. I have a person in my family. He's married and he's like this, and he's a good father and he's a good husband. But when he has the children, he's the person that takes them to the park and he sits on the bench and he watches his kids play, and his kids play with other kids and his kids have a good time, but he doesn't engage with the child. But he enjoys taking the child to the park. But he goes to the park, he sits on the bench, he watches the child runs around and makes friends with other people, but he doesn't engage. Maybe that's why Justin's a PE teacher, because he can just stand and watch the kids run around. Isn't he a PE teacher? That kind of looks like it. A PE teacher, you go out to the field and the kids got to run laps. They got to whatever, and all Justin's got to sit there and do is blow a whistle. Psh, psh. He ain't really got to engage like you got to do in a real classroom with children. He can kind of be there, but not be there. But I think Mika is the one that's not being truthful who she is. I think Mika actually is a quality time person, but she leads with trying to pretend like she's not, like she's so independent and she don't need a man and she's got all these walls up. But I think one of Mika's love languages is probably quality time. And I think she's going to then start feeling unloved by Justin. But Justin is actually being honest. He's saying that's not my love language. Not only do I not need that from you, I don't give love that way. So a lot of people can overlook the Justins of the world because they may not feel loved by a Justin of the world because they don't really want to spend time with. But they could be good men. They come home every night. They contributed to the family. They are contributor to their children in certain ways. But like Justin is saying, you ain't gonna get a lot of quality time out of me, and if I am there, I may not do a whole lot of talking. So you either gonna be doing all the talking, or you better bring somebody along you could talk with. And that this person's in my family. That's what I told the wife. You better bring you someone on the vacation with, because what you're saying is when y'all go on vacation, just the two of you, y'all be sitting there in silence. You better bring you somebody to talk to. You ever hear some person talk about a marriage and they go, we're together, but I feel alone sometimes because sometimes they're married to an introvert that although that introvert is there physically, that introvert is there, they don't feel like that introvert is there present emotionally. And so sometimes they can be in a relationship with them. They know intuitively that person loves them, but they don't feel love because that introvert, that person doesn't show love that kind of way. It's a pickle. It really is a pickle. So I don't know, unless Mika is honest with what type of way does she receive love. You know, she's saying she's okay because she's an introvert too, but I don't think she really is. I think that she has become an introvert because she's been scared and she closes herself off behind these walls. But I think out in the public, the real Mika is messy, because Mika's messy. Mika's real messy. Did you see that scene when it was going on with Laron and Mya? And Laron and Mya were going off, and they were, they're having their little battle going back and forth. The producers were chasing them. And then you saw Mika sitting with Justin, and Justin was dumbfounded. He's like, what's going on with them? Why are they having problems? And Mika sat there like this, saying, I don't know what's going on. And we all know Mika knew the whole story. Mika knew the whole story, because now that we know the story of Laron, that they've all told us that they were out at this club and everything that happened at the club and what Laron had done and what Laron had said to Mya, either to Mika, whatever. Mika has known the whole story. Mika has known all the drama going on with Laron and Mya. And she sat there next to Justin and acted as if, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't have no idea what's going on. She kept her mouth shut. So Justin has no idea how messy Mika has been out here. Even Laron said that Mika and him were thick as thieves. And there were so many times that Mika would complain about what Justin wasn't doing, that Justin didn't take her out the way that Laron was taking out Mya, that Justin wasn't giving Mika the quality time that Laron was giving Mya. And what he said was he thinks in a lot of ways that Mika was somewhat jealous of the time that he was giving Mya. Now, what I can see a bit of that. Not that I think that Mika is like jealous over Mya in that way, but what she could be is she could be wanting to have more quality time with Justin, and he's not giving it to her because it's like what I said. It's not who he is. And it is what Mika wants. But Mika acts like she's telling everybody, I can put you up on a shelf because my kids are number one and I don't want no kids. Now all of a sudden Mika is saying, okay, I might have another baby. Wait a minute. I thought the baby factory was closed, Mika. See, that's what I'm saying. Mika says she's one person, but I think deep down when you start to peel back those layers of Mika, she's a completely different person. But that's going to be a problem for her, because what she's going to keep doing is she's going to present as one woman to a man. And then as she gets comfortable, she's going to become a whole nother woman in that relationship. And that man is going to get confused. And then what's going to happen is she's going to be not happy, because the real Mika, the one that's on the inside, wants a different man. But the one that's on the outside, she's going to want another type of man. Mika going to have to figure it out, because otherwise she's going to keep being in these tumultuous relationships with men. But she's got to realize it's also what she's doing. She's got to heal herself completely so that she really does come into the relationship as this open and caring woman, if that's who she really is, so she can stop leading with that other part that's attracting the wrong type of men who really don't want a lot of quality time. Justin don't want a lot of quality time. Just because you don't want quality time doesn't mean you're also a cheater. It just means that I like a long time. That's what he's saying. When Mika had her vows written, she had, when Justin was talking about this could be love, and she's like, I don't know if I'm ready to say that. But then she had a whole love letter down in her shirt. Come on now, Mika. Mika said, I don't know if I'm ready to say I love you. And she has this big exterior guard up, but tucked in her bosom was a sweet little love letter. Mika girl, I see who you are, Mika. I've been calling you mean, nasty Mika. That is who you are on the outside, but I'm starting to believe like Justin that on the inside, you might be a bit of a softie. But you lead with this mean, nasty exterior, and it just attracts the wrong people, and it gives people the wrong impression on who you really are. Let more of who you really are come out in the beginning, Mika, and then maybe you'll find your Prince Charming. But if you are still going out with Justin, Talk through it. Talk through it. Talk through. Realize it's his love language. Maybe he does. But if you keep harping him on a lot of quality time, it's going to run him away because he's been honest with you. And you might need to find a balance between who you said you are, and what Justin can give you, and how the two of you can have a good life in another kind of way. So I'm still going to root for them. I still hope that they can make it, because I do see a lot of things, I see the chemistry between them. I think they have very, very good chemistry. I really, really do. And I think they could build something from that. So I hope they make it. I hope when we get back to the reunion, I hope that they're still together. But if they're not together, more than likely it's probably going to be around this, Justin became aloof, or Justin needed too much time and he didn't call me, he didn't do this. It might be about quality time. That's what it might be about. Anyway, well, that's it, y'all. Tell me what y'all think down in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.